Well, today I thought I was going to get around to doing the videos I was supposed to do on Monday and Tuesday until the stock market took a little bit of a sinking. But then the surprise notifications started coming up. I had a lot of you guys messaging me going, "Jacob, I think Sasha's made a video about you," and I thought, okay, let's go have a look at it. And yeah, we were called out. We were called out by Sasha. Didn't directly say the name. I think last time he called me out back in 2021, he didn't exactly say my name. And 23 hours ago when he did his last video, he called me out. He didn't directly say my name, but he was certainly talking about me. And yeah, a bit of a surprise. I mean, I've not been the kindest to Sasha over the last few years, so I wasn't expecting it now after everything, but it came, and we were called out on the latest video. So I thought, you know what? It was a little bit interesting. It was a few interesting points because I was listening to this guy and I thought, come on, mate, you know, have the balls just to say the name. You know, just if you're going to call someone out, just say the name in the video. And there was a lot of things in the video that made me laugh. There was a lot of points that I went, okay, if we're playing that game, let's have a little bit of a chat about some of these things that are in this video here. So obviously a bit of a tough week in the market, and obviously that fell into Monday as well. As always, Sasha out of nowhere made a video, big flames, crash, red background, you know, just to get that YouTube money in a little bit more. I haven't made a video for a little bit, so obviously, you know, needs to get that little bit of YouTube money coming in, and that's, I guess, the reason why, you know, I've got to say fair play to him. You know, he's certainly a lot better at getting the views than me, and he has a bigger YouTube channel than me. I mean, I don't know how he has a bigger YouTube channel than me when it actually comes down to stock knowledge, because I certainly don't think he's a good investor, but obviously he's able to say all the correct buzzwords to get a following anyway. But yeah, on this video here, we were kind of called out, and I'll show a couple of clips for you guys that did give me a little bit of a chuckle. Starting with this that happened 18 seconds into the video.
Palantir, the company that is a perfect example of this exuberance when they set valuation records trading at over 100 price to sales and 1,000 price to earnings and becoming one of the most hyped stocks in history, while Palantir is 33% down since its peak in February.
So yeah, to start the video off talking about Palantir once again, saying it's a massive overvalued stock. I wonder when the day is going to come and Sasha's going to open up with the line of, oh, and by the way, this was a stock that I absolutely panic sold when the stock was $7, and then that stock, even with the dip that it's on now, has come 1,000% return stock. I'm still waiting for the day for him to come out and say, you know what, I completely balls that one up. But yet, all we see once again is those deleted videos in the background about when he was talking about Palantir and could have made some really big major money on it. So yeah, I always think, you know, it's funny that he always is here now slagging Palantir off, and yet he never opens up and says, oh, by the way, that's the stock I should have made over 10x my money on, but I panic sold it at $7 for a loss. That is always gives me a good chuckle. Now, as always, it didn't take him too long to start grifting, because as we know, the main important thing for Sasha is actually not making money on stocks. You know, if he wanted to make money on stocks, he would still be holding Palantir, but he sold it as a loss. And as always, you know, like making that money from the views, it didn't take that long, 3 minutes into the video, to start grifting about one of his expensive courses. Look at this, 3 minutes, 12 seconds in.
Everything is going to get more expensive. Everything except my course, because my course is now on sale for the next few days.
Look at this guy. A guy that panic sold Palantir stock is now grifting one of his courses. And I still can't believe this. You know, it makes me laugh that sometimes, you know, these guys on YouTube that are somehow able to get an amazing following with a poor track record of stocks and poor returns are still out here grifting their courses. I mean, look at this. $495. For a guy that has a poor track record in buying and selling stocks. I can't believe that these are the people that are able to grift these sort of courses. $495. Nobody should be buying a course off a guy off the internet with such a poor track record for $495. I don't know how they can get away with this. This is absolutely scandalous. Now, this one actually, this part actually did make me laugh out loud. Check this bit out.
I am not a politics channel. I don't want to get into politics. I hate politics because it is a giant can of worms. But
that's quite funny, because I feel like this guy was once a stock market channel talking about the stock market until the crash in 2022. And then all of a sudden he realised, actually, I'm not really good at this game. How can I get more views? I'm going to talk a lot more about finance news and financial politics news. And if we just have a little bit of a flick through the previous videos here right now, Watch how many politicians are in these thumbnails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a full row there. 10. So for someone that is not interested in politics, there's an awful lot of thumbnails on this YouTube channel with politics in the thumbnail. So talk about the contradiction right there as well. And what made me laugh is that, you know, I saw him tweeting as well about politics over the weekend, and I put a little bit of a comment back saying something about his stock market picking ability being as bad as his opinion on politics. And as soon as I put that, look at that. Sasha Yashin has blocked you on Twitter. Look at this. A guy that can give it all. He can go on YouTube and call people idiots, other YouTubers idiots. As soon as you put one little thing in the comment section or reply, look at that. Guy can't give it. Guy can't take it. He can give it. He can't take it. And it just makes me laugh. So let's jump forward to the indirect call out in the video here, where a lot of you guys were sending me, go look at this time clip here and think, is he on about you in this video here?
Already seeing all over social media, all the usual suspects post stuff like, buy the dip, this is peak fear, oh my god, things are so cheap. They show this sort of chart that says that this is the lowest point of the market because trust me bro, and then they go and quote Warren.
So that's quite funny. Didn't you see that fear and greed index there? Well, if any of you guys follow me on Twitter the other day, you might have seen that I put this tweet out saying, extreme fear, worst stock market day in 2025. That translates to the best times to buy if you're a long-term investor, which is true. I don't really follow the fear and greed index, but I just generally try to make a point there that it could be a start of an interesting opportunity. Obviously, he took that to a complete extreme there, as he normally does, because he talks a load of crap. And obviously seems to be quoting the tweet that I posted out there the other day. So, come on, you know, the thing is, if you know, you're going to make a video about someone, you just say the name, don't you? And there's no point going around it. But, hey, good to see that he's indirectly watches my tweets on Twitter though. Shout out to you, Sasha. But this has to go to my favourite bit. This completely sums this guy up on YouTube. Listen to this little bit of clip here for about 30 seconds.
Is that the vast majority of retail investors, including the vast majority of finance influencers peddling all of this, have never invested during a stock market crash. Many weren't even old enough to work, let alone invest the last time we had a real stock market crash, because the last time that the market actually genuinely really collapsed was in the financial crash from 2007 to 2009. The flash crash in 2020 really doesn't count because it went down and then straight back up almost immediately in a V shape, and the follow-up crash in 2022, when the market overall fell 25%, it kind of almost didn't happen because it was masked by the big tech valuations running very hot because of the AI hype wave at the end of the year. And
I actually had to go listen to that twice. So the last serious crash we had was in 2008. I mean, I know this guy comes out with some statements, but that has to be the biggest bullcrap statement I must have ever heard him say. We've not had a crash since 2008. What's this guy living on? Like, what planet is he living on? He went on Wikipedia and looked at the 2020 stock market crash, and this doesn't count as a crash because it dipped really fast and recovered really fast. It's still a crash. It's still a crash. There's still the time where you would have to have gone through that stock market, and sure, it was quick, it was over fast, but it dropped. The S&P dropped 34%. I tell you something, if you're going through that dip when it went down 34%, there was a good week where you were seeing your account go down 6-7% down, you know, every single day. That wasn't easy. You know, I remember I was up on my Microsoft position like 150%, and I think during the 2020 stock market crash, and I'd been holding them shares for like 3-4 years during that time, and I went negative on my position. Now that's a crash, guys. That's a crash. I know it went over quick, but you can't just discount it and go, oh well, it recovered really fast. It was one of the worst crashes that we've seen. Like, I think it might have even been the fastest crash that we've maybe even seen. Like, as a day, as you know, how much it went down in a certain amount of days. You can't just wipe it out because it recovered fast. That's absolutely stupid. Now, I'm definitely not having this. The 2022 wasn't a stock market crash. The 2022 stock market crash was the worst crash that we've had since 2008. just because it wasn't as bad as 2008, which, by the way, at one point it was. At one point, the 2022 stock market crash was going down faster than the 2008 stock market crash. It was a crash. The S&P going down 27% is not just a small amount of dip. That's 25% of the 500 biggest companies in the world had their market cap wiped off. That is a crash. That is a crash. I don't care what you say. That is a crash. You can't come out and say, oh, well, there's some AI kind of covering the dip there. That should say it was even worse. If you were outside of the Mag 7, it was even worse than that because they didn't drop as much as the rest of the market. It was like a year and a half of the stock market going down. It was brutal. It was brutal. What a load of bullcrap. And it must have been bad because it was that bad because you panic sold Palantir at $7. So it must have been bad because mentally you collapsed during that time frame and sold what would be a 10-bagger out at 52-week lows. So it must have been mentally somewhat challenging if you completely ballsed it up and panic sold the stock. It must have been a bit of a crash because what happened is all your stock market videos that you were doing, the stocks to buy now, the best stocks in 2021, you deleted all the videos. So why did you delete all the videos? Well, because all the stocks that you picked in that video were down 50, 60, 70, 80% during that time frame, and you thought, oh, bloody hell, I can't be talking about finance and have all these stocks down this much. I've got to sell these $500 courses. You can't be selling $500 courses when you've got videos like that. Or, well, certainly it helps to cut the transparency a little bit and say, no, I'm absolutely amazing. I get everything right. So, how was it not a bad crash if you were then having panic selling your stocks, deleting all your stock market video, and then not covered any stocks since then? No, you're telling everyone. This is one of my favourite things. This guy comes on and calls everyone an idiot and calls all these people out. But yet, you look at this guy's track record. The stock picks he made in 2021 went horrendous, and since 2022 he's been hiding behind a wall going, I'm a genius, but by the way, I'm not actually going to tell you, I'm going to call everyone else an idiot, including me. But I'm not going to actually tell you what stocks I think are a buy. Anyone could come on this YouTube scene and, make videos calling anyone an idiot. Well, anyone can do that. But hold on. How about actually you come out and actually say, everyone can call everyone an idiot, but you come out and actually say, okay, I'm actually going to put my name behind these stocks and see if they work out. Last time we saw this guy put a name behind the stock, he panic sold it and it went up. He made the stock videos in 2021 and, ended up having to delete them all. It's just absolutely stupid to me. And, you look at one of his biggest stocks that we were promoting during that time frame, which is Fiverr. He was promoting Fiverr and he was buying it $300, $200, whatever it was, before the 2022 stock market crash. Whatever time frame you want to go from, that stock is down 90%. Even if I go a little bit later into 2021, 84%. Even if I go at the start of 2022, it's down nearly 80%, 78%. So you're out here saying, oh yeah, the stock market 2022 crash wasn't even that bad. But hold on, when it happened, you deleted all your videos, you panic sold Palantir, your biggest position that you're promoting on YouTube and saying like, oh, I'm selling Palantir because I'm going to buy something like Fiverr, and that's down 80, 90% during that time frame. And since then, we've never even heard you mention Fiverr before. We never even seen you back a stock before after that to actually say, it's all right calling everyone an idiot, but come on then, put your name on it, back it, let's see your opinion. It's not there to be shown. All we have is these videos here where, these flames, calling everyone an idiot and actually not taking any responsibility and, coming and calling people out and not even have the balls to actually say the name in the video. It makes me laugh. I generally don't know how this guy has got to this sort of level of followers by being so bad. So, yeah. There's a little bit of a response for you guys. There's a little bit of a response because it gave me a good chuckle. But next time, I like a name drop. Go for a name drop. That's what we want to see. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope that was a good response video really to it all because it did give me a laugh, especially that last comment about there's not been a stock market crash since 2008. I don't know. Looking at your portfolio, it would seem to me there has been. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in a bit.